SpaceX.
It's official. SpaceX is finally a public company, and with a historic IPO debut pricing at $135 a share, it raised a staggering $75 billion, instantly shattering Saudi Aramco's record for the largest public listing in human history. On day one, the stock surged 19%, briefly crossing a $2 trillion market cap and cementing Elon Musk as the world's first trillionaire. Some investors believe buying SpaceX is a ticket to the future of humanity. Others look at the data and see one of the most expensive, aggressively priced stocks ever listed on the Nasdaq. But here's the twist. Many people think they just bought a rocket company. They didn't. At nearly $2 trillion valuation, the market isn't paying for rocket fuel. It's paying for software-style margins. Let's look at the S1 prospectus data. In 2025, SpaceX pulled up roughly $18.7 billion in revenue. But the largest contributor wasn't launching payloads for NASA or commercial clients. It was Starlink. Starlink single-handedly generated over $11.4 billion, accounting for more than 60% of the company's total sales. Even wilder, the IPO filing revealed that the rocket launch business actually operates at a loss. Starlink is the only segment driving consistent, massive operational profits, clocking at an adjusted EBITDA of over $7 billion. The business people associate with deep space is actually a global internet provider. Wall Street hates unpredictable revenue, but it loves subscriptions. A rocket launch happens once. It's a transaction. But a Starlink terminal in a remote village, on a cruise ship, on an airplane, or a military vehicle, that gets paid every single month. With millions of subscribers over 150 countries, Starlink isn't competing with Boeing or Lockheed Martin. It's scaling to become the largest telecommunications giant on Earth. So where do the rockets actually matter? Enter Starship. Investors aren't betting on Starship because it looks cool. They are betting on the brutal economies of scale. If Starship fully succeeds, it is projected to reduce the cost of reaching space by up to 90%. In economics, when you cut the baseline cost of an entire industry by that much, the market doesn't just grow, it explodes. Cheaper launches mean SpaceX can deploy the next generation Starlink constellation 10 times faster, support commercial space stations, and make interplanetary cargo viable. Starship is a deflationary weapon designed to lock out all launch competition forever. But the ultimate wildcard driving this valuation isn't just internet, it's artificial intelligence. Following SpaceX integration with advanced AI workloads, the market is now treating SpaceX as a hardware infrastructure play. Next generation AI requires a terrifying amount of energy, land, and cooling. By building solar-powered space-based data centers, SpaceX can bypass Earth's environmental and power constraints entirely. They already own the network, the launch vehicles, and the satellite real estate. Investors aren't just buying telecom, they're buying the literal backbone of orbital cloud computing. It sounds flawless, but let's look at the cold hard math. Trading at roughly 94 times trailing revenue, SpaceX has zero room for error. The IPO prospectus also reminded the market that since its founding in 2002, the company has accumulated over $41 billion in historical losses. The market is pricing SpaceX based on three massive flawless execution bets. If Starship development stalls, if terrestrial fiber networks catch up to the satellite speeds, or if space-based AI takes decades to materialize, public investors might realize they paid a premium for a future that has not arrived yet. The real question isn't whether SpaceX is an incredible company. It clearly is. The question is whether it's an incredible investment at a $2 trillion starting line. Are you betting on Musk's orbital ecosystem, or are you waiting for the gravity of valuation to pull the stock back down? Let me know in the comments below. Hit subscribe for more market breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next video.